Alright, in this video, I'm going to cover how to build an aesthetic physique while playing a sport. Now, before we start, just a little disclaimer. This video is basically targeted towards high schoolers. Now, you could be anybody, but targeted towards high schoolers whose primary goal is aesthetics and building muscle, but happen to be playing a sport that kind of counters that, right? That kind of messes that up and gets in the way of that. And this is kind of how to work around it. This video is not for D1 athletes. This video is not going to help you train for your sport. This is helping you train for aesthetics while balancing that with your sport. If your main goal is to improve at your sport, click off this video because this is not for that. Now, if you want to throw in some workouts or routines, or you want to edit, the little routine I'm giving you right now and tailor it to your sport a little bit, that's cool, but I'm giving you general guidelines to follow when it comes to balancing your sport and weightlifting for aesthetics. So first thing first, we're going to start off with diet. Now, the biggest thing here is probably shakes. That's why I have it on my first little bullet point, because shakes help a lot. If you're weightlifting and you have practice, I have practice every single day, and it ends at like 5:30, and I go to sleep at like 8 because I wake up at 5 to lift, right? Because I'm trying to balance lifting and practice. So shakes help a lot because I don't have time to get all my calories in. So shakes, you could chug a little 1,000, 2,000 calories pretty easily. I have threw up real bad after chugging 2,000 calories, but that was after eating a big meal too. So I don't recommend that. Don't make yourself throw up. If you can, bring extra food to school. I don't know if y'all eat school lunch or y'all pack lunch, but just try and bring extra food to school and eat throughout the day, because it's hard to get calories in when you're lifting and practicing. Second thing, we aren't necessarily optimizing for health. Obviously, it is important. Health is important for everything, and especially for your sport. But for the sake of just getting calories in, you might want to throw some unhealthy food in there, right? So when I have shakes, I typically will put ice cream in it, like a decent amount of ice cream, and that helps me get in the last calories. And you don't want to go out of your way to buy unhealthy food, but if you have it, at the end of the day, and you need like another 500 calories, just eat a freaking donut or something. I don't know, bro. It's really not ideal, but all the influencers who talk about only eating healthy food, they're all rich, and we can't afford that. And if we're moving, we're burning them calories real quick. So in my opinion, it's really not the end of the world if you have like a donut here and there to get the extra calories in. Speaking of calories, make sure you track your calories every single day. I have an app called Appediet. It's like APPEDIET. I'm not sponsored by it or anything, but I'm just recommending it to y'all because it's what I use and it's free. Just had some ads that you got to watch. Third thing, I personally worry about calories a lot more than protein, even though obviously you got to get in a lot of protein. But typically, if you focus on protein, you won't get enough calories. But if you focus on calories, typically the protein will come with that. If you don't think you got enough protein in, just pack, it's easy to pack like 50 to 100 grams in a shake, because reaching your protein goal is a lot more important than like the protein spacing, like spacing the protein out throughout the day. That would be ideal, but if you don't think you got enough protein throughout the day, bro, just get a cool little 50 grams in a shake and chug that John, and you'll be all right. All right, now for the second half of this video, we're going to talk about lifting. Building the muscle. Listen, I have practice every single day, so I can really only lift in the mornings before school, so that's at like 5 a.m., and then on the weekends. Y'all might be different, so just apply the concepts that I'm going to give y'all to your situation and just do that the best you can. So like I said, I lift in the mornings before school because lifting after practice would be a pretty bad idea if we want to get the best what's the word? Bang for our buck, right? If we want to, go crazy in the gym, we got to lift when we're feeling fresh, right? The second thing is you got to understand your training frequency will be off, because if you're trying to wake up early and lift, but you have to sleep in because of a late game or whatever, then that's pretty tough. Because say you got 2 games a week, right? The day of the game, you probably don't want to lift. Maybe you do, but I personally don't, because I want to save my energy. So that's 2 days you don't lift. But the day after both of those games, you don't want to lift because you want to sleep in because you probably got home late or something. That happens to me. So then that's 4 days a week that you can't lift. So ideally, you'll probably only be able to hit each muscle group once, depending on how your games go. And on the weekends, you can double down and hit muscle groups again, whatever you want to like prioritize. So say I want to prioritize like my side delts and my lats for that little V taper, then you want to double down on those on the weekend. But, obviously if you miss 4 days of lifting, then you just want to hit whatever you need to hit on the weekends. Now remember, throughout the season, because I should have cleared this up at the beginning of the video, but we're talking like on season right now. We're not talking off season training. This is on season. This is when the season starts and you're still trying to train for aesthetics, right? So you can do bigger workouts on the weekends with just less volume because, really, no matter what you're doing, if you're playing a high calorie burning sport like soccer or something like I am, you're not going to build that much muscle. You'll build some lean muscle, but not that much. You're not going to gain that much weight. So you don't need to worry as much on the training volume. You just need to make sure you're training hard and training with a lot of intensity and hitting every muscle group. So on the weekends, you can do pretty big workouts and hit full body if you want, and just do less volume and just make sure you're training hard. Personally, like I said at the beginning of this video, I still I still want to improve at my sport, so I'll do like hill sprints on the weekends, and I train legs a little bit harder, train legs a little bit more, but it's still balanced with aesthetics, right? The rate that you make strength gains will decrease, and depending on how bad the frequency is, you might actually not necessarily lose strength, but you are going to lose a little bit of strength. You won't really lose size, but like if your muscles aren't used to hitting those workouts, then because I was on almost on 10 reps of 140 pounds on bench press, right? But that went down to like 6, 7, something like that, 8 reps. Just because I had been hitting chest very infrequently. And obviously that will go back up if you just get the frequency up. And it'll probably only take like a week to go right back up to where it was because your muscles, it's like the muscle memory or whatever it's called. But yeah, so you'll be all right, but you might feel a little bit smaller because you'll seem weaker. You're really not, but you kind of are in a way. I don't know. Just don't start tripping too hard if you're not making the strength gains that you want when the season starts of your sport, because that's why we got the off season and summer break to go absolutely crazy with building muscle and eating and getting big, right? So the way I like to look at it is I pretty much have 4 years, not even 4 years because I'm a sophomore, so I got 2 more years to play soccer, unless something crazy happens and I go professional, but I doubt that's going to happen, right? So I might as well make the most of it and enjoy it while I can. So I'm not going to sacrifice improving at the sport for purely training for aesthetics. That's why I'm balancing it here. So you kind of got to be okay and content with not making consistent strength gains throughout the on season, right? And just being like, okay, well, next summer, on summer break or on the off season, that's when I'm going to go crazy. But right now, I might focus on my sport a little bit more. Last thing I want to say, if this video helped you in any way, you can do the very least and leave a like or a comment, right? Support the channel and help me make more types of these videos. With that being said, though, I'm out, and that's it.